Hey there, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my garden. I'm gonna be doing a tour, 2026 tour. This year is quite different in that I planted different things and I tried out different areas of my backyard, side yard, whatever you might call it. So come along with me, let's go. So my garden is divided into three different parts. This here is the backyard, and in the backyard here we have corn, as you can see right here. Corn growing right here, and the companion plant I have for corn is marigold. Then on this side we have okra, and the companion plant again is marigold and beans. If you guys notice, this area doesn't seem to be doing so well. But I'm not sure why over here the marigold is like dying off. I don't know, but one thing I noticed also in this side of the garden, like I said, trying new things. This part is an experiment in that full sunlight doesn't come to this area, and from my experience, okra does better on that, has been doing well on my other side where there's full sun. So I'm just looking to see how this one here would do, and so far this is what we have. The corn seems to be doing okay. Well, we're gonna figure out by the end of this whole season, we're gonna figure out whether this place was a good place for it to begin with. Then on this side here we have cucumbers, and while I did this area first, and I'm like, oh shucks, sun doesn't come over here all the time due to the big tree that we have over here. Technically it does come here more hours than it receives, but the tree blocks it off. Hey, the tree blocks it off. So anyway, so in the cucumber, this area here is the raised bed that I moved over here. My husband and I moved over here from the other side where we had like full shade. And when we moved it over here, I decided to plant some beans alongside the cucumber. So right here you see it's beans. This is Nigerian brown beans, and then over here are the cucumbers. This is my first time growing cucumbers, so I'm excited to have it grow on this trellis things that I created for the first time. So first time I did a DIY trellis, so I'm excited to see how effective this trellis is. How many cucumbers do we have? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. We have 8 cucumbers. Sun comes more here than the others than this side here, but one thing I would say is that on this side, the beauty of this side is that even though sun doesn't come here as much as the main side there, the good thing about this side is that cucumbers at least, from my understanding and research, the cucumbers does well in an area that doesn't have full sun all through the hours, because once it starts growing and growing more, they need a lot of water, and if you don't water it at all, it's too hot, it can affect the plant. So I feel like this might be the best place for cucumbers, but time will tell. All right, I'm going to move over to the other side of my garden. Like I had mentioned, I have 3 sides, and this other side of the garden is the area I planted another project that I started this year for the first time, which is growing jute leaves, known as ewedu from where I come from, Nigeria. So this is jute leaf right here. I'm gonna go close so you can see. And this jute right here is used to make this Yoruba dish where we blend it, and it has this it draws, for lack of a better term, I don't know what you guys will call that, but it draws, and you can blend it, cook it, and take it with tomato sauce or stew, as we call it. So the story of this jute here is that initially this one right here, and I'd planted some in ground in the large fence area that has full sun. However, they were not doing well. I was told they were heat loving plants, but apparently the heat in the main area was too much for it. So this closed up like this for weeks, right? And I kept monitoring this one and noticing that it was growing, but this one here wasn't growing. So I ended up moving this ones over here, and it's been about a week, and since I moved them, they started opening up more, and I started having more leaves. Of course, you can't compare both of them together because they just recently came out of a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? Just like in a relationship, you come out of a bad situation, it takes time to heal. So this one is healing right now, while this one's are flourishing. Beside it right here, I planted petunia, which is a companion plant. When I googled about jute leaves, and and companion planting. I didn't really get clear, you know, 100% clarity that okay, petunia is a companion plant. But I feel it's like between petunia and marigold. Marigold seems to be like a companion plant for so many crops, and and petunia also. So I said like, you know what, I have a lot of petunias, I'm gonna go ahead and use petunia on that side, and it's been doing fine. All right, so now I was like, let me do a big review. Now to the big area, the known area, you guys know where I plant. Let's open up and see. This is my main area here, and this is about 4.5 feet wide. It takes only about 4 plants, and then long ways, I would say about, let's count, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 I'll say about 12 feet this way. So it's about 4 feet wide, a little bit over 4 feet wide, and 12 feet this way. All right, so to my left side we have tomatoes, and to my right side we have peppers. But let's start with the bucket. So my bucket here, for the very first time, I'm planting ashwagandha, and about a week ago they were doing fine, but towards last week ending, I noticed they started having holes on them. I'm not sure what's causing the holes, but this is my first time planting it. I've been researching to figure out what to do, what bug is disturbing it. But since it started having holes, I planted petunia beside it also, and we'll see. And then this is the other ashwagandha that I'm planting. So I planted about 8 ashwagandhas, and only two of it germinated. All right, so that's for the bucket. So let's go into containers now. In my containers, what's that? It's a black thing. Okay, so in my containers, I have here with me rosemary. Hey rosemary, how are you doing? So this rosemary was grown out of cotton. It was just one straight right there, and in about a month or two it came out to be this. So if you're looking to grow rosemary out of cotton, from my experience, you just take the part you want to grow, then put it in water. It takes about 2 weeks thereabouts. Once it forms the root in the water, make sure to change out the water very frequently, like every day or every other day. I promise you I didn't do it every day, but they say every day. And then once you've done that, put it in the soil, and yeah, there you go. And from my understanding and from what I've done here, it says rosemary loves soil that is not so thick, like a loose soil, a good drainage soil, something that drains well. Now next to that, I have here with me the only 2.5 Nigerian garden egg, Ghanaian garden egg plants that I grew. This was fine until last week. You can see the holes poke through it. I don't know what is eating it, but here's what we have here, the garden eggs. The first set of tulips have grown. Matter of fact, I think we have 2 sets of tulips for most of them, so I can technically transplant them. And when I'm transplanting them, I'll be transplanting them over to that side there. So like tomatoes, it is 4 squares for 1 garden egg, from what I've read. So it's going to be taking that section over there and this section. All right, and I've measured around to see that the plants around them will do well together. So they do well with beans and marigold. So okay, so now let's go back to the beginning over here. This is tomato that was given to me by my neighbor, but I have nowhere to put it, and I'm looking to donate it. Do you guys see this here? Anybody know? Can you ID this bug? What is this bug? It looks like a very huge fly. You guys see that? Yeah, gotta love the garden. All right, so to this side right here is beans. This is pinto beans, and funny enough, these two grew together, right? But you see that this is growing way bigger than that one. Crazy. The same soil, but God knows what's going on. But this is growing so big and nice. Here's the other garden egg that I talked about. That is 2.5 because it's so weird and small. But I'm not doing anything to it. All right. So speaking of beans, the other side I grew beans is right here, and And this right here is a Nigerian brown beans, and this is what it looks like compared to the other one, the pinto beans. It's light brown. This is darker and slimmer. And here's another Nigerian Nigerian brown beans I grew. Then over here also we have the Nigerian brown beans over here and over there. I transplanted them to give them more room. For Nigerian brown beans, it was said that you could grow as much as 4 beans per square foot, but I decided to spread them out a little bit. Now going back to this area here, we have basils right here. So I have I think this is lemon basil or lime basil. It's my first time growing this type of basil, and this is my regular basil. I call it regular basil because this is what I've been growing for years. And I must say, from my experience, I prefer the ones I've been growing for years. Okay, I like, this has this, yeah, this is probably lemon basil. It smells like lemon. This was so easy to grow. This gave me a hard time when I was growing it, but now I'm smelling it. It has a nice citrus smell to it, so it's really good. So basils are great companion plants for tomatoes, for peppers. That's why I always have them around my garden, and then you can also eat them. See that? Now we have marigold also, which is a great companion plant for tomatoes. Now speaking of tomatoes, how many tomatoes do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tomatoes, possibly 11 and 12 if I finally plant those other ones. But so far we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Wait, what am I counting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 tomatoes, and this is what they look like all here, right here, like so, to the side, and over here, tomatoes. That one is the one my neighbor gave me, plus the other 2, but I could only plant that over there. And then this right here is the one that was dying. It literally died to the point that it had only 1 branch. But I decided to keep it because I really wanted to watch it and see what happens with it. And so far it's doing well. It's a little bit delayed compared to the other ones, but it's growing. So that's interesting. And then here's my tomatoes. You can see the flowers. The flowers are coming. So when you see flowers, that's a sign that fruits are about to be lit, okay? That means it's about to fruit. So almost all my tomato plants here have flowers. See that? It's really beautiful. All right, let me go to the other side so you guys can see. I'm not sure what that is. Ooh. Okay, right there, it's tomatoes, and just around the tomatoes are petunias, marigold, again basil, right here, like so. So these are my tomatoes. And then these are the okras that initially didn't want to grow but started growing, and now I'm like, what am I going to do with you? I don't want to throw you away. And they don't do well beside each other, so here we are. We have extra okra. I've not decided what to do with them. This is where I'm going to be planting the garden egg, like I told you, here and here. And I planted companion plants beside them. I left this place open, but I'm like, maybe I should just move the okra over here and plant it. Maybe I should do that. All right, so let's go on to this side. So on this side right here, we have all peppers. Well, the main crops are peppers. Then I have companion plants with them. For example, this onion right here, as you can see, is a companion plant for pepper. What are companion plants? I've talked about this before. Think about it. A companion is a friend, right? You benefit from each other. That's who a true friend is, right? Benefit from each other. So that's what companion plants do. It brings in good buddies for his friend, peppers or whatever, and deters pests, drives away pests from their plants. Okay, that's what companion plants do. And different kind of companion plants serve different purposes. I have not studied well enough to tell you specifically what marigold would drive or attract, or onions and stuff like that, or basil, but in general that's what they do. Here again is basil. Here again is basil. Right here is cayenne pepper, and I can tell cayenne pepper from habanero or ghost pepper because cayenne peppers leaves are smaller and they grow taller. They tend to bear fruit faster than habanero or ghost peppers. So this is either habanero or ghost pepper, and this is cayenne pepper. You guys see the difference? Now I've not got into the skills yet enough to know the difference between ghost pepper and habanero, but this time, once they start fruiting, I only know them by their fruits. When they start fruiting, I'm going to pay attention to what the leaves look like, and I'll probably do better next year. All right, so here is habanero or ghost. See right there? Okay, they've started growing. What I treat my plants with, or what I've been feeding, not treating my plants with, is for the first time this year also, I fed my peppers with fish emulsion, so fish fertilizer. This is also onion here, by the way. My first time growing onion successfully also. A lot of first times this year, guys. Basil right there, marigold, peppers. All of this is either habanero or ghost peppers. I have a total of 34 pepper plants here, and the last time I grew pepper was in 2024, and it has lasted us up until this year, guys. We still have a big Ziploc bag of peppers, so it pays off to grow these things. Okay, all right, so right here again is still the ghost peppers or habanero, and this corner here is what we call our cayenne pepper corner. And if you look at this corner, you can notice something. If you guys spot something? Yep, this is our first fruit right here of peppers. It's cayenne peppers. Like I mentioned, they don't tend to grow, they might not grow necessarily tall, but as small as they are, they start bearing fruit. This one started bearing fruit, and what I love to use cayenne pepper for is like fried rice, or if I'm making scrambled eggs. It's really nice because it's not so hot and it's not too mild. So that's my favorite pepper, if you ask me, in terms of cooking and adding to like food and stuff like that. But in terms of making stew, habanero and ghost pepper is the way to go. Here again you see, guys, cayenne pepper, and look at the beautiful flowers that come with it. You guys see that? Yes. And so that's pretty much it. We're back to where we started with our cow brown beans area. Alrighty, well, I hope you guys found this video interesting and got inspired to start your own gardening. I started about going to 5 years now. I'm not a green thumb person. I just like seeing things grow from nothing, and then also eat what I'm growing myself. I think it's quite interesting. So if that's something that you are looking into doing, you can start anytime. You can start from anywhere. When I mean anytime, I mean you don't have to wait to have a space as mine. You can start with buckets. I've helped some people start their garden with buckets. I did that for my parents, and this year I did for a friend of ours too. So literally, you start with buckets and then expand as you can or are able to. So that's it, guys. Hope to see you in my next video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and hype the video, share with those you think will enjoy this. All right, till next time, bye.